that was...
Wow.
That's...
Wow.
patay na patay.
Wow.
No, but that was... That was great. No? I mean, for me, thank you, Freddy Tan, sir, my lord. Milord.
Sir Freddy.
Thank you. It was a great experience for me. It was a very nostalgic experience for me, particularly for me and Vince, because of the three people that were there, Vince and I played the cards. We played Magic together. We played
NBA.
And we collected NBA cards eh. Oo naman, pare. Penny Hardaway. Wow. Shaquille O'Neal, tsaka Michael Jordan. Ano ba yung collection mo na sabi mo?
Penny lang ako,
Penny Hardaway.
Penny Hardaway. So we started our hobbies with cards. I started my hobbies with cards, NBA, and then it eventually moved into Magic the Gathering.
Queso.
Cheese, red, and you have no idea how much money we blew on your store, sir. I mean,
White Weenie.
Yeah, mga 96 yan eh. And when we entered the room, when we entered the store, it was just crazy, man. Like, we were surrounded by everybody who played the cards, mostly Magic.
I thought Magic is dead.
Really, no? Vince thought it was no longer there. Vince thought that the tabletop industry is no longer active, but I proved him wrong, and he was surprised in a happy way. Kasi
lahat nagma-Magic.
Di ba? Ang daming tarpaulin eh.
Ang dami. Halos lahat ng table nagma-Magic.
Di ba? Ang daming
Napuno ba? Napuno?
Puno, pare. We actually had, I'm sorry, and again, shout out to the guys who were having a tournament at the time nung pumasok kami. There were guys at the table that we were in.
I enjoy that place.
Di ba? And that's in English.
Oh, that's in English.
Kasi
alam mo English, ha?
When we entered, there were people playing a tournament. There was an ongoing tournament, and we had to ask them to move to the other side.
To leave.
I'm sorry.
You asked them to move to the other side.
Well, the owners did. So,
okay.
Paalam naman kami.
Kala sobrang siga nyo.
But shout out to the guys. Cheers to you. Cheers muna
Cheers.
tayo.
Highlight.
Hopman, why are you holding a... Hopman.
So that was good. And again, also
Thomas
Regala, the guy who's responsible for continuing the Combatron legacy. This time in game format. Na-enjoy namin ni Vince yung naglalaro kami.
Ay, parang parts, parang gusto mong maglaro talaga niya.
Masaya pare. It's you learn it in a very quick way, tapos you won't stop playing kasi really,
hindi ba siya, kumbaga, hindi masyadong complicated
yung it's even
gameplay?
Easier than Magic eh. It's really rock, paper, scissors eh. It's, if I put this card...
Parang dice in, dice out?
Parang ganun. So, I put a card down, he puts a card down, hulaan tayo. And the thing is, we only have 8 cards.
In hand?
In hand. Actually, overall. 3 cards, no, maximum of 5. Maximum of 5 cards in hand, 8 cards all in all. So, alam mo na yung cards ko. It's just a matter of, utaka lang tayo. Ano ibababa nito?
Kumbaga parang, ilan yung limit ng card in hand mo?
There's no limit, because you only have 8 cards all in all anyway. The entire deck is 8 cards big.
Walang card?
Wala. So,
mabilisan.
There's really your speed. And first to make 4 hits. Tapos na.
Talaga?
Tapos na. Yun lang. So,
interesting talaga.
It's very nice also. And again, shout out to Jam who joined us. What a great opportunity. He's designing a game called Kakanin. Hopefully. That was cool eh. Ang galing. Just to share with you the experience, when we walked in there, we were talking to Freddy Tan, and we were talking to Thomas Regala. And then we saw these guys who
all of them playing Magic. Sila lang yung naiiba eh.
Oo, di ba? Sila Sir Freddy lang yung naiiba. Tapos, lapit kami dito, ni Vince, saka ni Vince.
Wait, you were playing Magic tapos...
The other guys were playing Magic.
Tapos?
So,
sila lang naiiba.
May isang table to.
What were they playing?
So they had these
Index
cards.
card.
Okay, as in 1/8 index card.
Writing index cards.
Oo, writing index card. And they had something
Okay.
scribbled in it. So nag-trigger kami. Sabi ko, ano to? Bakit ganito? So I thought it was a Dungeons and Dragons role-playing. May ganun eh. Parang
Okay.
story cards.
Akala ko naubusan sila ng card eh.
Or yung ginagawa natin dati with proxy cards. No?
Ah.
But apparently they're not. And the magic there is that they're playtesting a game. So that game is Jam's game. Let's go Kakanin, and they're playtesting the idea. So no graphics, nothing, just pure rules and pure card text. And they're playtesting it, see if the game works, how the game will break. And Freddy Tan is the one who is helping them come up with a very good concept of it, because he is the head of Ludus Games, and a publisher of games in the Philippines that are Filipino made, and again with Pinoy creativity. We have another set of people who are creating games for the entertainment of people that are purely bred and made in the Philippines. And Jam is one of them. Thomas Regala is at the forefront of it, and Freddy Tan is the guy who is leading everybody into making the Filipino gaming industry a whole worldwide acceptable market. And that's great.
Nice.
That's great. Ikaw pare, I mean, ikaw excited ka eh. So Vince was probably more kung merong mong mas fangirl doon.
Parang ayaw niya nga umuwi.
Hindi, kasi hindi ko siya
Kita yung
makausap
vid
doon eh.
eh.
Sabi ko, Vince, set up. Hindi siya, tingin siya ganun. Parang siya nabaliw doon, friend.
Tuliro!
Mga talaga.
So tell us about your experience, pare. Tell us, what was your experience? Not just your favorite, what was your overall experience of that event?
Basta namang halang. Kada lamesa kasi. Wala akong gusto sabihin na manghana lang ako.
Wala masabi.
Super amazed talaga.
Na-amaze talaga. Gusto kong bumili ng Magic ulit. Ang problema, walang pambili.
Pareho tayo. pero
Basta ang sarap.
pero iba yung feeling eh, no?
Iba.
I mean, this
Yung
is...
inaakala mo kasing wala na, buhay pa pala.
Hindi ba parang gusto nyong i-endorse yung Magic tapos bigyan tayo ng
Hindi naman. Kasi Magic player ako eh.
Oh.
Chess player ako eh. Keso ako eh.
Yes. Okay.
Mahilig ako mag-combine ng kung white wheel,
Okay.
green wheel. Nagsasama-sama ko dati yan. Nung time na nawala yung Magic, tapos kulang na rin sa budget, nawala kasi si best friend Ivan.
Dude, hindi nawala yung Magic.
Oh, feeling ko nawala kasi yung Magic.
Feeling, parang hindi masyadong...
Hindi masyado nag-pick sa Pasay.
Okay.
Tapos, yun, parang nawala na ako ng gana, tapos nawala rin ng budget. Kasi parang si best friend Ivan, shoutout kay Ivan.
Ivan!
Ivan. Si Ivan kasi naging sa ng Magic.
Okay.
Tapos yun, feeling ko, parang nawala, kaya tinigilan ko na rin.
Okay.
Yun lang yung experience ko dun. Tapos pagpunta ko dun, buhay na buhay pala.
Na-amaze ka na.
Pwede
ang dami mo palang
pag-tour na
naglalaro.
Diba?
Ang tour na eh.
Parang...
Buhay pa, pwede pa.
Ang problema, buhay na nga.
Ang dami nyo ah. Ang dami nyo ah. Nasaan ako?
May nakita ako dun na isa naglalaro. Ganun lang ginagawa ko. Yung printed. May nakita ako dun sa isang lamesa, printed. Puro printed yung gamit niya. Parang tinetest niya lang siguro.
Right. And there's nothing wrong with it, really. I mean, you want to test a concept. And that's what Filipinos are, very ingenious. Tapos pa-play ka muna, and if it works,
bibili niya yung
saka
original.
ka gagasto. So that's a very smart way of playing. If it's just for casual, hindi ka masasali na tournament na printed ng cards mo eh, di ba? Pero that's being smart. So that was your experience. What was your favorite part of it? Yung talagang hindi mo malilimutan na experience na natin.
Pwede mong maging spoiler dun sa internet. Ay, sa bagay na yun. Nung sinabi ni, I forgot who's, si Thomas Regala or si Freddy Tan yung nagsabi.
Hindi, kaya mo yan, Fred. Cheer natin si Vince.
Tera. Nag-iisip ko ulit. Pwedeng yan muna.
Okay. Balikan kita. We'll come back after a few reminders.
Few reminders.
Dito muna tayo kay Victor Barrios, because Victor Barrios is not really a new well, yeah, he never played cards. He wanted to, I'm sure. But just because we were already...
No, I don't want to.
We were playing cards before. We were playing Legend of the Five Rings and he never wanted to play cards simply because we were already playing it. So di ba napaka-diva nun dati? Nakakabwisit.
Unique nga eh.
But
Ayoko ng mga usual eh.
But at first he thought it was like usual, but you know he kind of enjoyed it too, and he was the one in charge of the camera, and he took a lot of great pictures. You saw that on the Facebook page. But tell us about your experience there, pare. What was your experience? What was your favorite thing?
Well, as usual, parang ESGS lang yan na I didn't know what to expect. Siyempre, pagkapasok ko doon, tapos, like, yung sabi nga ni Vin, na parang this is tabletop in 2018. Pero maraming tao, and parang everyone knows each other.
Right, no? Di ba? It's a community na eh.
Oo.
Di ba? O pagpasok pala ng, oy, laro ka na, o, di ba?
So, ini-imagine ko parang, siguro mga tambay na dito yun ng mga for so many years.
Right.
And I got to enjoy yung syempre yung environment na parang yun nga napaka-homey nung
Yes.
nung lugar. And I've known Neutral Grounds for siguro kasi taga Metro, so they have a branch before. So they have a branch there. So hindi ako nagpunta sa loob syempre. Pero lagi ko nakikita 'yon before nung high school, sa Glorieta. Pero parang it's still very much alive now. And one thing that I was interested in is yung process kung paano nila binubuo yung game. Because I teach business English. And when I talk to my students, isa yun doon sa mga topics namin yung paano nabubuo yung ganito, yung marketing, yung yung study ng isang product. So parang hindi lang basta-basta siya na invento tayo ng game, yan.
Tama. There's a certain set of steps to take.
Siguro yung kinuwento nila na yung paano nila ginawa yung Combatron game. Exception na yan kasi masyadong mabilis yung process eh. Pero siguro yung conceptualization nun saka yung I think iniisip na nila yun for so many years eh.
So, di ba nga, sabi nga ni Fred, sorry to cut you off, but sabi nga ni Fred Tan, right, the problem with a lot of Filipino designers at the time, before, if you remember Mabuhay Games of the Generals. Games of the Generals is a game that's been around, it's a Filipino-made game. But a lot of the early creators would always never admit that they took inspiration from someone else.
Parang board game.
Yeah, yung parang chess, pare, may
style. Ayun, nalaro ko yun.
It's a Filipino-made game. It's not...
Really?
It's published by... it's distributed and published by Mabuhay Games. And it's very popular, but you don't hear from it anymore because it became such a commodity. And earlier designers and people from way back would never really admit that they took inspiration from something else. And that's the problem. It's okay to admit. Yun ang sinasabi ni Fred Tan. It's okay to say that I was inspired by, let's say, World of Warcraft. Or, the person who invented the person who invented the plane, the Wright brothers, took inspiration from the bird. And they admitted it, that they want to fly like a bird. So it's okay to admit. Tayo kasi before, hindi. So I guess that's why we were overshadowed by a lot of, foreign games.
Which is now is changing. Na sabi nga, it's okay to say na I was inspired by this, or ito yung pinaka big influence kaya ako naisip yung game na ganyan,
right?
Or yung mechanics ng game. And for every 100 games, hindi talaga lahat nakakapasok.
Right.
So the thing there is you have to persist, you have to believe in your concept.
Yeah.
And you have to also learn how to take constructive criticism.
Correct.
Which is yung sinabi nga ni Freddy na yun, meron unfortunately may mga tao na hindi nila nagugustuhan minsan yung mga feedback niya. Or gone. So I think we need to be open to that kasi yun yung nakikita ng from someone who's been distributing tabletop games. So yun yung nakikita niya which would work. Sabi nga parang kung hindi nila siguro narinig yun and then you publish the game tapos parang nilangaw sa market, so sayang naman yung effort mo.
Correct.
So maraming effort na under nung development eh.
Yeah, but there are games who took there are games who took several years to make. Several years. And then sasabihin na nila, let's just scrap the idea. Ganun kahirap eh. You were gonna say something kanina pa.
Kaya ngayon yung gusto ko sabihin yung pagka-prangka ni Freddy Tan na tumatak sa akin na hindi ubra yan eh. Sige, basura mo na yan.
Right. And it's not just to hurt the feelings of the designer. It's really outright. I'm telling you, it's not gonna work. Abandon the idea. Come up with something new. And to Victor Barres's point, it's true. It's correct. You have to learn to take this in stride. It's not that kapag nasabihan ka ng negative, tama na. You have to keep doing what you like. You have to persist. And also, you have to keep improving. Hindi pwede you keep doing the same thing again and again and again. You have to persist, but you have to keep improving.